Have you ever wondered what really happens to your body when you don't have sex for a long time? Is it just about physical changes, or does it affect your mind, your relationships, and your emotional well-being too? We often hear that sex is important for health, but what happens when it's absent for a prolonged period? If you found yourself on a break from intimacy, or if you've been curious about the effects of long-term abstinence, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into what actually happens when you go without sex for an extended period. It's more complex than you might think. I'm the Intimacy Doctor. Real talk, real science, real intimacy. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore the emotional and scientific side of relationships. In today's video, we'll explore the intricate connection between sex, intimacy, and our well-being, and I'll share some insights that might surprise you. When we talk about the absence of sex, it's important to understand that it's not just about the act itself. The impact goes beyond your physical body. It reaches deep into your emotions, your mental health, and the dynamics of your relationships. The effects may not be immediately visible, but over time, the changes can accumulate in ways that influence how you feel about yourself and others. Let's begin with the emotional side. When you don't have sex for an extended period, the first and most noticeable effect is on your emotional connection with yourself and others. Sex is not just a physical act, it's an emotional one too. When we engage in intimate touch, our bodies release oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, which is responsible for creating feelings of trust, affection, and emotional bonding. So, what happens when that physical intimacy isn't there? Over time, the absence of oxytocin can leave you feeling emotionally distant, isolated, and maybe even disconnected from your partner if you're in a relationship. It's not just about missing the connection with someone else. When sex is absent, you may also start to feel disconnected from your own emotional landscape. Intimacy often helps us feel validated, loved, and seen. Without that, there's a risk of feeling less confident in your own worth or desirability, even if you're not consciously aware of it. This disconnection can lead to lower self-esteem or emotional stress. And let's talk about stress for a moment, because sex is a known stress reliever. When you have sex, your body produces endorphins, the natural painkillers that not only boost your mood but help to reduce the physical effects of stress. Without regular sex, you may notice that you feel more easily stressed, agitated, or even overwhelmed. In fact, research has shown that people who are sexually active tend to experience lower levels of stress and higher overall happiness. But when sex is absent, you may be missing out on that emotional release, and over time, your stress levels may creep up. This isn't just a psychological effect. It also manifests physically. Without the release of these hormones, you might find that stress starts to build up in your body. You could experience muscle tension, headaches, or even disrupted sleep. If you're already prone to stress, not having sex might be making it worse. Your body needs those natural highs, that release from tension, and the emotional comfort that intimacy brings. If it's missing, your body could show you signs of imbalance. Now let's look at the physical aspects of going without sex for a while. It might surprise you to learn that sex is actually good for your body. It's not just about the pleasure. It has long-term benefits that we often overlook. For instance, during sex, your heart rate increases, your muscles are engaged, and you get a cardiovascular workout. It's a full-body activity that can help to improve blood circulation and even reduce the risk of heart disease. Regular sexual activity has also been linked to improved immune function, which means that it can help keep you healthier overall. When you go without sex for an extended period, these physical benefits are absent, and your body might miss them. You might notice a slight drop in your energy levels, or even find that you feel more sluggish or fatigued than usual. Your body is accustomed to the increased circulation, the rush of endorphins, and the elevated heart rate that comes with sexual activity. Without that, you might feel like your body is missing out on its regular boost of vitality. But that's not all. Another surprising effect of a long period without sex is the potential decrease in your libido. Now, you might think that a drop in libido is purely psychological, but it's actually a physiological process. When you go without sex, your body's hormone levels, especially testosterone, may shift, which can impact your desire for intimacy. For both men and women, hormones like testosterone play a significant role in sexual desire. Without the regular stimulation, your body can reduce its production of these hormones, leading to a natural decline in libido. That being said, the absence of sex doesn't have to mean the end of desire. In fact, some studies have shown that when individuals have a long break from sex, the desire can actually return stronger once intimacy is reintroduced. It's a bit like restarting a motor that's been idling for too long. If you're feeling less desire for sex, don't worry. It's a completely normal response to your body's natural rhythms. The key is to be patient with yourself and allow your body time to reconnect with your needs. This is where self-care comes into play. Whether through masturbation or other forms of self-intimacy, it's important to nurture your body's natural desire for connection and pleasure. But let's take a deeper dive into relationships now. If you're in a relationship and sexual intimacy is lacking, it can affect not only your physical health, but your emotional and relational well-being too. Relationships thrive on intimacy, and sex is an essential part of that dynamic. When you're in a long-term relationship, the absence of sex can lead to emotional disconnect, frustration, or even resentment. Over time, if you're not talking about it, that emotional gap can widen. So, what can you do if this is the case? Communication is key. It's essential to open up a dialogue with your partner. If sex has been absent for a while, chances are both of you are feeling something about it. The first step is to acknowledge it. Express how you're feeling, whether it's frustration, loneliness, or even confusion. Being open about your needs is the first step toward reigniting that intimacy. It's also important to focus on rebuilding the emotional connection between you and your partner. Sometimes the absence of sex isn't just about physical desire. It's about reconnecting emotionally. Focus on things like communication, touch, affection, and trust. Sex is an important part of intimacy, but it's not the only way to be intimate with someone. Strengthen your bond through non-sexual forms of affection, like cuddling, kissing, or even just holding hands. By focusing on rebuilding that emotional closeness, you create a foundation for intimacy to flourish again when both partners feel ready. And what if you're single? What if you've been without sex for a long time but aren't in a relationship? Well, solo intimacy is just as important for your health. Masturbation is a completely natural and healthy part of human sexuality, and it has its own benefits. Solo intimacy allows you to connect with your own body, release sexual tension, and experience pleasure, which all help to reduce stress and increase overall well-being. If you've been abstinent, it's still crucial to check in with yourself and ensure you're maintaining that physical and emotional connection with your body. So how can you navigate the changes when you've been without sex for a while? The first step is to be kind to yourself. Don't judge yourself for how you're feeling. The absence of sex doesn't make you less worthy or desirable. It simply means your body is going through its natural rhythms. Whether you're feeling more stressed, disconnected, or even frustrated, it's important to acknowledge those feelings and give yourself the time and space to process them. From there, communicate openly with your partner, or explore ways to reconnect with your own needs, whether through self-love or emotional bonding. What do you think about this whole concept? Have you noticed any of these changes in your own life? Feel free to share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to hit that like button so more people can find this video and benefit from this conversation. To wrap up, remember this. When you go without sex for a long time, it's not just about the absence of a physical act. It's about the emotional, psychological, and physical shifts that occur in your body and your relationships. The key is self-awareness and open communication. If you're feeling any of these effects, don't be afraid to address them head-on. Whether it's through reintroducing intimacy with yourself or your partner, the first step is always to reconnect. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to The Intimacy Doctor for more insightful content on relationships, intimacy, and emotional health. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. And if you're interested in learning more about how to rebuild intimacy after a long period of distance, check out our next video right here. Thank you for watching, and remember, real talk, real science, real intimacy.